Welcome to Young at Art with Gilbert Young. I'm your moderator, Michelle Stepney. Today, Gilbert will be interviewing Harlem-born artist Nathaniel Stepney. And now, let's get into the interview.
Everybody, I got Nate in the studio, all right? And this is the guy I really enjoy talking to. Been talking to him for years, I believe. When did we meet, Nate?
We met when I first came to Atlanta. It was, I believe it was around 2001 or so.
2001?
I believe so. Yes, you had, I'm grateful. Number one, first of all, I want to thank you because I was showing a piece of artwork at a gallery that was on the outskirts of Atlanta in Riverdale, Mahogany Gabney.
Yeah, right.
And I was new to the city, and went to the gallery one day, and the lady who was working there, the curator, she says, hey, someone purchased a painting, and it was Mr. Gilbert Young and his wife Lee. They left their business card here, and he asked if you give him a call. I was like, great. I was, number one, I was happy and thrilled that, you had purchased my work, but it went longer than that. When I did call you, it was like a transitioning point of my life. It was just phenomenal, number one, because you spent so much time talking to me over the phone. I had never met you. I've seen your work in New York. I grew up in Harlem and I was seeing your work. And so now, here it is, you asked me to give you a call. You spent about, like I said, about 2 hours on the phone talking to me about the business of art. Not only that, you asked me to bring some paintings to your home. And I was like, wow, this is incredible, It was like a dream come true, number one. And so when I got to your home with the paintings at the time, my wife and I were just dating. We were just courting at that time. She knew her way around Atlanta. We met here in in Atlanta. And we went to your home. So when I pulled up to the gates of your home, I was like, oh my goodness. It was like none of the artists that I had seen, living at this level. And you were just so pleasant, number one, in inviting us over to your home. But you also asked me to bring some paintings along with me. And that was an interesting point in my life. Because when I brought the paintings in and you said, hey, you mind if I do something? I said, sure, go ahead. So you went over to your drawer, you pulled out a piece of charcoal, you went to the painting, and you said, it's not gonna hurt it, So you went over there and you started drawing on my original. Now on the inside, I cringed. It was my pride, my ego. We were battling. I really almost didn't hear anything you had to say from that point. I was like, who is this guy? It's like all these voices going on saying, who's this guy? My style is completely, totally different. It's figurative abstract, blah, 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 blah. And the interesting thing was I had took about 3 days just to reflect on what you said. And after those 3 days of saying, ego shut up, pride shut up, all of this stuff, shut up, sit down. Let me analyze, let me digest what you had told me. And I came to the realization that you were correct. You were right. And I said, you know what, this man is just trying to encourage me to be the best that I can be. So from that point on, I just said, hey, I will take all those pills, those horse pills I gotta take because I know it's gonna be for my good. Yeah. And I really appreciate it, even to this day. And it's been 17 years now.
Yeah. Well, the best thing about you, Nate, is that you laugh at my jokes, and you have to laugh at my jokes. And but here's the thing. What was interesting to me is, and has been over the last 17 years, is to watch you grow. And what a pleasant thing for me as an artist to see your growth and see what you do on your own and how you've done it and just incredible work that you are doing today. And and of course this is mine. Hey y'all, this is my work. I own it. Okay, so don't be writing in, calling in, asking for it. You're not gonna get it. Okay, but to see you and to see your development over the years. This is the most rewarding thing for me as an artist and as a person, to be able to maybe influence somebody's life and hopefully give them some sense of direction, even if I'm wrong. But I have never said anything to an artist that I did not believe that I was trying to give my best, even when I was wrong. My wife said, "You're always wrong, and you don't have any problem with it." I said, "No, I don't. Because I believe in what I'm saying, even if I'm wrong." Okay, but this is one thing that I've seen personally from you is that growth, and you come up with a style and your own form of creativity and rough surface that you paint on. I would never even challenge myself to paint on these rough textures that you paint on, but you have mastered that. And man, the last time we were in the show together, and I'm like, and you came in with a piece like, but it was so big. It's like, what? How big was that?
It's about 8 feet. I think it was about 8 feet. It's a pretty long piece, about 8 by 3 maybe.
Yeah. And then you came in with another piece, which must have been about 5 feet, or something. Just this big, beautiful head. And of course, I critique it. I never stop critiquing it. And then he has to go back and probably change it. If he don't change it, I know he didn't change it. But I don't think he has changed it yet. But it's one of these deals where the master teaches the student, and then the students turn around and be able to give the master a lesson. So I appreciate you giving me my painting lesson as well.
Well, I tell you, it's like I said, it's been an incredible journey. You've always kept the lines open for me.
Yeah.
The communication lines, and that has been dear to me. I said I didn't really want to abuse it. There's been times that we hadn't really, gotten together and spoke, whatever, life happens.
Yeah.
But, we've always managed to pick up where we left off.
Well, I don't leave it off.
Right?
It's a continuous conversation. It's just gaps in the conversation. But and my admiration for what you have done is purely there, and I sincerely love it. And I love what you're doing with your artwork today, and hopefully that you allow me to join you one day.
Well, I tell you, I'm still listening to you. I remember the show we did before the Black Boy Art Show. We did a show, and you seen some smaller study pieces that I had done.
Yeah.
And it was nice because, number one, you critiqued them, but it wasn't harsh. It was nice. It was very good. It was very good. You were pleased with the work. You were happy, with the growth. And then you said something to me. He says, these are nice. These are like little tourist pieces. They're nice. He says, but I want you to start doing these larger. And I said, okay. From that point, I said, let me do these larger pieces. And the fun thing about doing the larger pieces, number one, like you said, they're looser. I enjoy it. I have more freedom, and it takes about as much as time as I'm doing the small one. I said, well, hey, I like doing these large ones, because it gives you that range and motion, to flow and to be free. And it's like, now you got all of this stuff flowing onto the canvas, all that energy, because you're not cramped in,
Now this little tiny thing, you have perfection, trying to get every little line, and you kind of. Now I can't see as well. That's why I do it. You know, the older I get, the bigger the painting get, because I can't see a damn thing. So that gives me the freedom to do something that I can see as well. But I think that, you know, just when you know, like I was in here the other day with another young artist that I was mentoring, and I had him look at a piece of artwork that I completed, and I asked him, and I said, James, and he'll be on my show too as well. And I said, James, what do you think of this piece of artwork, right? And it's my artwork, right? And he says, I love it, but there's one thing about it that my eye keeps going through and I'm having a problem with. And he showed me what it was. And he kind of hesitated and didn't want to do it, but then he told me, and I said, hey, come on, tell me the truth. He said, okay, this is this, that. And I took it, and right in front of him, I white out the area that bothered him.
Wow.
And I changed it, and then got back, and then I said, how does it look now? And he said, mine still go through because you need to soften the edges. And I said, okay, and I softened the edges right there. You know, like I was a student that softened the edges. And the reason why is because if you listen to, sometimes it's like our own child.
Yes.
We think they're perfect. Other people can see little flaws, right?
Right.
And you know, grandma will tell you that you ain't raising that boy right. So this thing of me old grandpa telling you, you ain't raising that child right. Okay, if you go ahead and do this, you do that. So a lot of times, that's what a community of artists is supposed to be. What they have gotten us in this modern day era is that we are all been too much in competition with each other. Remember how the big thing for artists was have a competitive show, right? First place, second place, all this sort of stuff. Yes. And you go in there with the expectation that you're good, and then you don't win, right? You go in there with the expectation that you're mediocre and you win. So you don't know who you are at that point, because someone else is politically giving you an award based upon their evaluation of you, but they never sit down and been a part of you. So I don't like competition. Very seldom I get into anything that has something to do with competition, all right? I go into shows where I'm invited or I just get into a show, but I don't want to be number one and number two. That's too hard. And I get my feelings hurt when I'm a number two, okay? And then I think I'm a number one, but I get in there and I end up number 4 or 5. And that's really hurting. So and then you look online and you see all this great work that is out there, okay? But a lot of times, the work that we're seeing are nothing but copies of photographs that somebody else had created, okay? And I think that's one of the sad part about this era, rather than interpretation. Okay, this allows you to interpret the way that you feel. Okay, even if you're working off a photograph, it's so large, it's there, and you using the monotone type of, the black and white, and you limit your palette. Your palette it becomes freer. You're able to move the colors around. You're able to move that push pull, and that's the great thing about using all colors, because you can push and pull it and scrape it off from there. And like me, I have what I call happy accidents. Where I put the color down, and then I say, "Ooh, shoot, that's wrong," and then I wipe it off and say, "Oh, that's perfect." Okay, that's what I was looking for. All right? So
yes, sir.
So with that said, understanding your growth and the things that you do, I really appreciate you coming over, sitting down and chatting with me. This won't be the last, because then we're going to get into politics. We're going to get into all the things that really bothers us as artists and really concern us as people.
Yes, sir. Well, it's my pleasure, and I appreciate you having me, and you taking that time out to mentor me.
Oh, thank you. All right, brother. All right.
Okay.
Thank you for being a part of History Today by watching this interview with Gilbert Young. Join us next week for more behind-the-scenes talk Young and Young at Art